Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm John Gray, and we're just plain living here.
Good morning, John. How
Hey,
are
Peggy.
you?
How you?
Peggy Burton, and I'm fine.
You good?
I'm still alive, and that's good news.
That's all that matters.
That's always
we
good
made
news.
it here for another show, didn't we?
Nice long weekend. Wasn't that good?
Yes, it was. Did you are you a big football fan? Probably not.
No. I watch a little and do other things a little, and
Right.
I'm
But
not-
you know, of course, this weekend was
I know it was a big
opening
weekend for
weekend
Tullahoma.
for college football, and
Right.
it was Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, about 5 days worth of football.
So
Everybody got to play everybody.
everybody got to play.
Everybody got to play.
That's wonderful.
Tennessee won a game. Alabama lost a game. Arch Manning, who's with Texas, that's Cooper Manning, Eli and Peyton's brother, who is probably more talented than either one of them,
That's
but he
amazing,
had problems.
isn't it? What a family.
Had problems where he couldn't play past high school. He had some type of physical
But
heart
he's
problem or something
playing
like
now?
that. No, it's his son, Arch.
Oh, it's his son.
Named
Okay.
after his granddaddy,
Oh,
Archie.
all right.
Archie, who
Archie,
played. Remember when
yes.
Archie played
I
down
remember,
in
yes, absolutely.
New Orleans and probably never won a ball game. Got beat to death for about 20 years. But what a great guy! What a great family!
I know, they're all
And
talented.
Arch was big deal about him this year, going Texas ranked #1. He couldn't show.
Bless him.
Well, I mean, you know, it wasn't that he's not good. It just one of those days.
One
you
of
know?
those days, yeah.
So now they're saying, oh, well, what are we going to do about Arch? Well, you know, let Arch breathe a little bit. How about
Right,
that?
give him a
He's a
break.
kid. Been out of high school 1 year.
Right.
I mean, come on.
Give him some time.
Give him some time. He's already making a fortune in commercials, so what difference does it make?
Right.
You know, like the Mannings don't have any money.
I know.
And
I know.
Tullahoma High School
I know,
won
I'm so
the
proud of
100th.
them. That was
100th
amazing.
coffee pot game in Manchester the other night, 57 to 23 or something like
That's
that.
pretty amazing.
Yeah, big win, big win. Have some great guys.
Well, they got
So,
it
a lot of young people.
not been beaten yet, right?
Not yet. Well, they beat Shelbyville
Shelbyville.
and Manchester. Now we'll see. We're playing Cleveland. Cleveland is coming to town Friday night, and that will be they're a 6A team. So, and I mean, we had 2 kickoffs run back all the way.
Is this Tullahoma we're watching?
Yeah, 2 kickoffs run back all the way.
Wow.
And so that doesn't happen very often. Now, that is, who is that? That's Shelbyville.
Oh, was that the Shelbyville
That
game?
was Shelbyville. So, but hey, doesn't make any difference. We had football. It was good.
Just been a busy weekend.
It very busy weekend. I hope you labored on Labor Day. If you labor on Labor Day, I hope you didn't labor on Labor Day. If you don't labor on Labor Day,
I can't say that I labored, so.
You didn't. I want to know how Jazzman's doing.
Jazzman is just wore out with Labor Day.
Wore out with Labor Day.
Too many people and coming and going and.
What did you have a bunch with Shannon around?
No,
a little bit?
I just had. There was just 4 of us. It was very quiet and peaceful.
Nice.
But
4 of you.
yeah, my niece came and she brings Lucy her dog, and Jazzman gets put out because there's a dog in the house.
The dog, Jazzman gets kicked outside.
Right.
Huh? Poor Jazz.
Oh no, he just runs and hides under a bed.
Well, here's something I want to read. I've done it before, like most of them. But this is because of hats.
Hats are important.
Hats. Hats are important. You know, this time of year, T-shirts, hats, logos.
Do you have a favorite hat?
Logos, all of them.
All of them?
Got to have enough hats for everything, and that's what this is about.
Okay.
It's sort of a wrap. When we crawled out of the ocean and walked upon the land, it didn't take long for all the men to understand. The ability to reason was a gift from the Lord. No matter what else happens, you must protect your gourd. Hats. Hats. We love our hats. Hide hats, fur hats, lovely feathered bird hats, hats made of metal when you're fighting other men. Hats of institution when you need to get in. Hats. Hats, we love our hats. A good luck hat, never washed, holes never sewed. A fishing hat full of flies, some never throwed. Derby, cowboy, Hamburg, Lord knows what they cost, but you'll spend it all again if everyone gets lost. Hats. Hats, we love our hats. Small hats, big hats, life is good in knit hats. Hats made of straw to shade an ivory face. Hats for a summer ride tied down with lace. Hats. Hats, we love our hats. A stocking cap to take a nap, a shower cap to bathe, a cop hat to lock 'em up, a fireman hat to save. UT's orange and cream or blue, and Braves, Titans, LSU. So when your hair looks like crap, just give me my baseball cap. Hats. Hats, we love our hats. Soft hats, hard hats, dress up in yard hats, a bathing hat for when you dip, drinking hat for when you sip, a Sunday hat for when you pray, top hat for a wedding day. Hats. Hats, we love our hats. We don't care if they're hip or square, we sure do love our hats. This could go on forever, 'cause there's thousands that we don, so get your favorite hat and put that sucker on. Hats. Hats, we love our hats.
I love that. That's great. You need to get that on TV.
It is on TV.
Wait.
Hey, and here's one right here. Wrote this because of Sweet Home Alabama. The girl was sitting in the dog cemetery, and she's crying, and he comes up and uses this line, which involves roots and wings. It's hard to have both roots and wings, be tied to the ground and wish for the sky. Leave the limbs that lifted you up through many things, not knowing if you have the skills to fly. The rare air of stars, champions, kings, and the occasional dreamer who turns roots into wings. The chance you take as you reach for a star is forgetting what made you who you are. The teacher, the preacher, friends, family, the things taught and bought for so you can see. The region up above where the free bird's voice rings. An occasional dreamer who turns roots into wings. It's hard to have both roots and wings, but the few who achieve it can have anything. Stay grounded enough for the race to be won, yet soar through the heavens and shine like the sun. In the rare air of stars, champions, kings, and the occasional dreamer who turns roots into wings.
That's very nice.
And so, thus comes this.
Oh, okay.
The fool.
Are you talking to me?
That finger points back.
Okay.
Life is not that hard to figure out if you look at it from the fool's perspective. The rest are dancing to someone else's pull on their string, while the fool gets laughed at because that's his job. His ability to do it successfully allows him to eat, sleep, and play in the same castle as the richest prince, whose life explodes when ridiculed due to pride. It is better to find satisfaction in some small space and have work than to be a dust print freshly painted over on the biggest stage being prepared for the next one-night stand.
That's kind of tells it like it is.
Always good to have a job.
Yes, it is.
And be good at it, and be proud of what you do accomplish, because you're doing something that somebody else
needs.
can't do.
I mean, to me, there's no job too small for anybody. Get out there and get a job. So what we got next? I'm enjoying listening to your writings.
Who are they? They say no. They stand in the way of our dreams because our dreams are not theirs. Then there are those people who make the good things happen. I want to be around those people.
Who doesn't? Everybody needs to be making things happen.
Stealthily seldom seen or recognized. Its brilliance and beauty shaded from normal eyes by their own deception. Yet before me, because I believe, stands one of nature's unique creations, you, a unicorn.
Oh, I wish I had one.
The curtains are pulled. It's still dark. I sit on the bedside, bless my heart. A new day is dawning. I got a good start as I kicked it off with a belch and a fart.
John, you're so gross.
Well, I mean, it's the truth.
Yeah.
It is the truth.
Sometimes the truth is harsh.
And for all you wonderful people, you stout folks who stand in the sun and work day after day, the backbone of our society, I share this. You can hide in the filthy shadows, spewing jealous lies over those you wish to ruin, or humbly walk barebacked in the sun to the sound and smell of fresh sawn lumber, a hammer in your hand, a nail in your teeth. Either way, you are a framer.
That's good. There's many, many, many hardworking people out there that should be proud of their jobs.
And this is sad, but it is true. The issues, healthcare, gun laws, jobs, global warming, education, immigration. The debate might be won by the one with the best solutions, but sadly, the election will be won by the one with the most money.
Wow. Is that always true?
Pretty much. In my recollection, it is. And with that said, we're going to go see if we can earn some money by going to a commercial.
All right.
Hey, don't forget our sponsors. Spend money locally. We'll be back shortly.
I want to invite y'all to come by Clayton's, downtown Tullahoma. We try to serve the community, the area, and we try to help people with their feet and comfortable shoes. We still measure feet. We have a great new arch mat. We have insoles. Please come see us at Clayton's and let me help you find some comfortable shoes for those achy feet.
We're gonna fit your style. We're gonna make you smile. Service and quality at Clayton's Shoe Store. We're gonna fit your style.
My husband was diagnosed with a spinal infection. He lost his ability to swallow and the movement of his legs.
I couldn't turn over in bed, I couldn't walk, I couldn't eat.
They were just wonderful in the treatment and care they gave my husband.
I regained my mobility where I was able to go home.
It is miraculous.
Let us champion your recovery. Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
STEM is everywhere, like here, behind the scenes of The Walking Dead.
When we break down clothes, we tumble it with trisodium phosphate, rock salt, and dish detergent.
We stitched together images of our model and created a 3D set that can be walked through in a VR headset.
We're able to turn 12 walkers into 1,000 walker boards.
STEM can create new worlds on and off the screen. What will you make with STEM? Get inspired at shecanstem.com.
Hi there, this is Terry Stroop, Stroop's Accurate Refrigeration. Summer's about to wind down, fall's right around the corner. It's time to get signed up for your fall maintenance checks, and let's get out and support our local high school football this year. Let's go, Cats.
Gracie and Pedro might not get along so well.
You're standing on my tail.
But there's one thing they agree on. There's a right seat for everyone.
Oh, that's the good stuff.
Whether you're a dog,
Hold on, Pooch.
a cat, a fish, or a rat.
And I am a ferret.
Be sure to travel safe.
How can you be so sure?
I'm absolutely positive.
On your next adventure, make sure your children are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
We're okay.
Welcome back. I didn't realize I was coming back so soon. I'm here with my good friend, longtime friend, Blossom Merriman, who is the curator
His hair
at
is sticking up.
the museum at South Jackson Performing Arts Center. And I just wanted to ask you, when did you start doing the museum?
Oh, good grief. Well, we started collecting items when we first opened the Civic Center.
Right.
We designated a spot. If you had something, you could bring it and check it in, and we would eventually have a museum back there. But you have to remember that the whole building was redone.
The whole building is a museum.
Yeah,
actually.
the whole building is the museum, yeah. And so we didn't get those 2 rooms up and going until several years afterward, because we really had to get the auditorium going so we'd have some income. So,
right.
So we put that off back there. Plus, during that time, we were studying and having people in that knew about small museums. Of course, we're classified as a small museum, but it gets to be mighty big whenever you see all the stuff.
And for you people out there that are not from here in Tullahoma and you don't know what the South Jackson Performing Arts Center is, it's a place of great performance.
Thank you, yes.
Performances when we have this wonderful museum that's been closed now for how long? To be remodeled?
About 8 months. So contractors had to rewire, and of course they were all busy and going here and going there, so they would work a week or 2 and then go off and work on some other contract where they owed people to get it upgraded so people could get.
Well, it looks beautiful. The last time I saw it, it was empty but beautiful.
Yes, and it's had floors refinished. Everything is brand new on the inside. But we have, don't worry if you have donated something in the past, because it's still there. We've got it stowed away, and we've had it locked up all this time.
And labeled.
And labeled and whatever. And so when we are able, we're about ready to put 1 room back at least. But see, when you pack up so many things like that away, you have just really got to take your time about getting them back out.
If you don't, you'll lose
and locate everything that goes with them, And so we want to make sure that all the labeling is correct.
There's a lot of history in this county and in this town with the Camp Forest back there.
Never quits. Never quits.
I know you have a lot. And
okay, here's your man from way back there in Roman times and further back, Janus. He was a 2-headed god who looked both directions. Remember? Mm-hmm. And so January comes from that. He's looking back and he's going forward. And so I thought about that this morning. I thought, well, Janice would like this. We're constantly going in both directions, because you can't, if somebody's standing there with something really important, you've got to address it right then, and then put these things over here,
and label it.
And sometimes one person gives 6 items, and there's no connection between any of the 6 items except the person who gave them. So we keep the record of who gave these 6 items, and then we may have to divide them up according to the period of history that they are in order to teach, which to educate is our purpose, to educate the public
obviously
about what goes on whenever things are settled and then unsettled by wars and such as that. And there's so much history in every place that you don't know about. And I wanted to tell you about making history at 250. And this is the 250th anniversary for Tennessee. And we started about 5 years ago on this. And this brochure comes from the American Association of State and Local History, of which I was a member before South Jackson.
You've been with it a long time.
Oh, yeah. And their headquarters is in Nashville. And so they have these things that little guidebooks and things. And I got this one the other day. And this would you go ahead and pronounce that?
The Field Guide for the Semi-Quintial Centennial. Did I say that right? I can't.
Well, don't ask me.
Well without my eyes.
When I hear anybody pronounce it, I go, "Is that the way you pronounce that?" Okay, but it's okay. It makes it distinctive. And each era, unfinished revolutions, the power of place, we the people, the American experiment, and doing history. Here are some of the things and themes that they have suggested.
Oh, good.
And they're not trying to do overall history, and the governor is supposed to visit every county, and I don't know how he will get around to all of that. But anyway, this is the Making History at 250 Field Guide, so that you know what they're going to try to do.
You had
and this is 5 years ago that they started on this.
Right.
You know, and so we're getting into the middle, and we will, this 4th of July, that will be the 250th next year, 26th.
Do you think we'll be able to open by then, or
Oh gosh,
before
yes.
then?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Do we have a deadline on when to open?
We can't really predict, because everything that we do as far as changing the building has to be inspected.
Right.
And then if anything is slightly, something they want to, refix. And so we'd have to redo that.
Because it's an old building. It takes a lot of repair.
It wouldn't matter if it weren't. If it was a brand new building, you'd still have to
go through all the process.
You'd still have to go through the process.
Exactly.
So that's what we're trying to do, is knock them off as fast as we can. And the thing is that it's all volunteer help.
And are you looking for some volunteer help?
Oh, absolutely. We're always looking for volunteer help.
What's some of the criteria that
oh,
is
my
important
goodness.
for
well,
somebody that's
hosting,
volunteering?
once we get back open, hosting is important.
And that means being there when the museum is open
and just kind of
showing the people around.
We need a record of how many people came and went, because your attendance is very important.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, everybody that comes in and signs into the museum means a little bit of money for you.
The head count is extremely important.
If you're coming to see an event at South Jackson Performing Arts Center, take the time to go down to the museum, because some people don't realize.
They don't realize that that's
especially now that it's been closed. So we've got to start.
Well, and you don't pay for it at the door. You have already paid for it by the fact you're a member and you're coming to a production or some such thing as that. But you can also make arrangements when we get all back up and bring your church group or your whatever group. You'd have to make reservations in advance for a group. And we'll just go through the office, just call the office and see.
And I'm hoping the children that come to see events at South Jackson get the opportunity to come and participate and learn some history.
Yes, we used to have children's tours exclusively, and put out toys and stuff that ordinarily we might not have the room to display everything we have.
Right.
But we would try to cycle that around, and take things in and out that have been donated and whatever. And we don't buy things. We don't order up out of a book, because there is no such thing. I mean,
if it's history, it has to be real.
The history has to come from the people who want to donate,
right?
And that it fits our criteria.
And I'm sure there's many people in this town that have items in their homes.
Oh, I'm sure they do.
That maybe they haven't thought about.
Yeah, and you need to think about that. We do not appraise anything. That is something I must tell you, because a licensed appraiser has to appraise it if you're going to take the donation off your taxes. I've been asked that question many times, and it's still the same answer so far. It's not up to me. If you want it, we itemize it and put it in the file. And sometimes a family comes back into town that wants to know what is from their family, and we try to direct them if we can.
Sure.
And we start pulling out in the file, and one of these days all of that will have to be computerized so that you can do a keyword search.
I see.
And that way, when you can do a keyword search, you don't have to know who gave it. It may be something that you'd want to look at that you wouldn't even know the person by then. I mean, I hate to say this, folks, but we'll all be gone someday. The people, someone's laughing in the background.
I know. I hope it's not today.
but we always have to come to the realization that
I know you're not as old as I know you're not as old as I am. Nobody is.
But now come on.
Haven't we been with the Civic Association almost since it?
Always. I swept the door out.
Yeah.
I mean, I swept the stuff out the door the first time we had any people in there.
Right.
And somebody said, I was coming down the hall. Well, we didn't have a janitor.
Well, of course
we didn't
not.
have brooms
We
and
had to do it
things in the
ourselves.
closet. I just grabbed something and I was going down, and they said, well, what are you doing? And I said, I'm sweeping a path. We have just fixed a ceiling or something. The stuff was, everything. Anyway.
Well, thank goodness that you have had this vested interest in the museum for all this time and have done an impeccable job of keeping up with all the items. And
thank you.
You're still taking items, right?
Oh, well, we are. And
not just anything, but
we don't
something
want
that's
to ever have to close what they call close the collection. Some museums eventually outdo their space,
right?
And or the materials and things are just enough for whatever it is that they're portraying. But we never know what we're going to get, so
Sure.
it would be kind of hard to cut that off. We can't.
Well, I know you have a lot of war things, a lot of.
We do. We have military things because, after all, folks, let's think about this for a minute. We have been at war since the Revolution.
Exactly.
And people will say to me, "Oh no, we didn't have anything to do with the Revolution." I said, "Wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
The foreign powers on our borders were very anxious to see how it was going to fall out, because if Great Britain couldn't keep us, France or Spain was coming up from the south and from the north coming down. France still was in Canada, and you got all these Spanish guys running around in boats down there in the Gulf of Mexico, and you don't ever know who's going to land a boat where.
Absolutely.
That's a very long open border.
Have you been interested in history and museum work your whole entire life?
Yeah.
As a child, you were interested in history?
Yeah. My family had a prehistoric Indian mound, still do, on their property, the largest one in Missouri. And that, after much study, in just recent years, like in the last 25 or 30 years, they have gotten all the material from that site that they could find in one sitting. If you out to live your money, you can't do field work. And I've done field work in archaeology, and so when I walk, I can't help but walk looking at the ground.
I wanted to, before we run out of time, make sure that we give me a little insight on what criteria you need in the museum for help. I know you needed somebody to open and.
Well, we do, and right now we're working on things, hammering and nailing things.
Okay.
The floors are finished and the walls are up, but then we have to mount all of these things and get them up
and put them in
new
cabinets.
And new cabinets have been ordered. And the wonderful camera collection that we have.
So you need some
people
that are willing to do some hard
that are
work.
willing to guide the cart, maybe from the front door if something's been delivered, and we
crashing and burning some of the stuff.
Oh, sure.
Because you want to keep it safe. There's a vast amount of information in our museum.
Well, there is, but see, everything has to have a label.
Yeah.
Or else you don't learn anything unless you already are familiar with some of the things that are in there, and many people are. I mean, many people know about basic history.
I'm so impressed how you've kept up with everything through the changing in technology. I mean,
that's what we're trying to do, is get around to where we'll have a key
vast amount of technology.
Most museums have a keyword search,
right.
Where they can say, okay, this is the category, how many things do we have, and how many can we put in a display, and shall we rotate those out, whenever.
Right.
And so, every museum has its restrictions.
So do you have a hope when it will open?
Oh, heavens. I would hope by the end of the year, but I won't say that for sure, because we don't know about contracts. I mean, somebody can decide to have to extend their contract another 3 months or something.
It's like trying to get the parking lot finished in the back. And then we have the massive rains.
Exactly, the massive rains, and oh my goodness, some impediment will fall out of the sky, and you'll just have
and
to
you can't
just
go on.
Put that on the back burner, folks, and we'll have to get around there later. But we have the ice cream social coming up that will be outside in September.
That's on the 18th of September. But it will go inside if it rains, and I hope everybody has that message, because if you're at home and you remember that it almost always is always outside, just remember that we get to go into that beautiful auditorium.
Yes, that's right. Or wherever we need to be.
And I was hoping you'd have the museum open by then, but
no.
It's not likely.
Gosh,
so
no.
if anybody wants to donate something right now,
oh yes, they
how
can
do
call.
They do that?
Call the office. Bring your item, and we have a gift form to fill
and the
out.
office is 931-455-5321.
That's it.
It's not hard to remember.
And tell them that you're going to bring something in, and they'll tell you their hours that week. That's very helpful to them to be able to kind of meet you at the door. And that's around on the other side of the building, on the Carroll Street side, in the daytime.
Yeah.
We wouldn't necessarily be there,
but
on the other side.
But they can bring it and label it.
Yeah.
Somebody will
drive
take
as
care
far
of
as
that.
you can around. I don't know how far around the drive
I think we've
goes.
been going in the. I haven't been in as much lately, but we've been going in the back door. And
yes, we have.
The office door is open. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I need to get
drive
information
around
on that.
west and go like this, and maybe you'll get there eventually. But call first. Just call first, so we can watch for you.
And that's 931.
Yeah.
There it is on the, and there's our
there it is.
website. If you want to know what's going on, I know we got Anne of Green Gables.
Yes,
this
we have
coming
Anne
weekend,
coming up.
I believe.
Yes.
I hope I got that right. The 11th, something like that.
I was actually
And,
there. I
then,
went to Green Gables. I went to Nova Scotia, and I went to this house, the Green Gabled house. And inside
that's
the Green Gabled
wonderful.
house, and all over the place, and
It's a
it
sweet
was very
story.
interesting. I took some of the little trails that they took into the woods, and Anne discovered this and discovered that, and whatever. And it was an interesting education, because I really didn't know much about
it's
Anne
really
of
a
Green
sweet
Gables.
story. It's about a girl that's, I think, homeless or something.
Yes, something happens to her family.
She goes
and,
to Green Gables and hopes that they'll take her in.
And this is the story of how she worked herself around.
But it's a really
it's
sweet story.
cute, and they have cooking, and they have all kinds of different things.
Some
and-
people get confused and think it's just a children's show. But
Oh, no,
it's not at all.
It's a very serious
Everybody would like it,
thing.
and I think
Yeah.
they have Friday, Saturday, and a matinee. And if it's 2 weekends, I guess I'm not positive.
And come back later whenever we do have the museum open, because we try to open 45 minutes before curtain.
Right.
So if the curtain is 7, then we would be opening around 6.
I encourage
6:15,
everybody
something
to
like that.
bring their children to the museum, because often we forget. What I did as a child, children today would just, they don't know what I'm talking about.
I understand that one.
Who rides a stick horse all the time and parks it out by the barn so it can get
We
some
have
food.
we have some of the little discs from early South Jackson times.
Right.
As
And do you still have the train? Is it going to be up and working?
the train may not be running because somebody has to tend a running train. You wouldn't leave one sitting out here without somebody attending it. It's the same thing with a model train. You just can't leave it alone because, for one thing, you have to set it back on the tracks if it falls off.
Because of the train, we have a great deal of history.
We do.
Here.
We
And
do have the Biggie train history here, because our 5-town founders were part of the reason why we got the train. It could have easily run somewhere else.
Sure.
But they ran it through here because they wanted to develop
And
this country.
I was a child during the Second World War, so all I knew about the war was soldiers maneuvering on our farm.
Yes.
And I thought it was a picnic every day, but there was lights out at night, and my mother was at work in the city.
Blackouts, yes.
And she had to
blackouts
drive
at night.
home in a blackout with her lights off, and that was hard.
Oh,
That was tough.
absolutely. Oh,
And,
yeah, my family also.
And I just saw it as an intriguing amount of fun going on out there. I thought everyone was having the time of their life.
Well, children.
I didn't think about a war.
Children have the gift of not having that experience yet, and so it's just all fascination with what they're seeing.
But I
before
want our
their
children
eyes.
to remember.
Oh, I do
I think
too.
we're on the backs of so many
Yeah.
wonderful people that lost their lives for us, and
Yes, that's true.
I probably.
That's why we
turn
have
this
history
off.
organizations, folks. So history organizations support these record-keeping ideas and doors open
And
as
we still
often
have
as
history
possible.
going on here. I mean,
Yeah, they want the doors open as much as possible, but it's hard to heat something warm enough for people to be comfortable in the winter and not melt the exhibits.
exactly. And it's expensive, and you can always use a donation, I bet.
That's right. We can use a donation. We have a little gift,
And
stuff
if you
your
love
bills in
history
there.
and you're looking for a place to volunteer to help out.
Yeah, sure.
And you're smart enough to help with arranging things and
Well,
just watching
hammer
over
and
them.
nailing, like I said, it takes bricks to build buildings, and it takes these kind of figurative bricks to keep an idea going. And I hate that it's been down so long.
Exactly.
But when it does come back, it will be beautiful and more efficient because we have lighting all over the place now.
While you're here, I'm going to move from the museum until they shut off the cameras and talk just a little bit about the Fine Arts Center.
Oh,
because we now own the Civic Association
Civic
now
Association has the responsibility.
and we're
yeah.
desperate for money because I think the figure is around $50,000
I'm
to
sure it is.
get things
$50,000 or
up and working and
$60,000 just
open. And we have
get
so
it up.
many great artists in this area.
We do.
And they have stuff to show. And I saw something on Facebook just last night that really knocked me out. It was so beautiful. And it's somebody that needs to hang that somewhere for the public to see.
So don't hesitate to inquire about that.
Right.
And probably there will be
And
lessons.
they're looking for volunteers.
And they're
for that.
looking for volunteers.
Yeah.
We are looking for volunteers, and some of us may have to run over there and do something and run back.
I have to say that I do think that the South Jackson Performing Arts Center, the Fine Arts Center, we have Science Center. We have a lot of really good things here in Tullahoma, and I think it makes us what we are, and it makes people want to live here.
Yes, that's true.
It made me want to live here.
It enriches your life.
And all that wasn't here when I came, but
it
I was
enriches
just
your life to know
determined that
the
it would be.
background of what you're standing on.
Sure.
What do you somebody asked me, well, what in the world was this used for before it became a town? And I went, say what?
A lot of history in there.
Woohoo! That's a bunch.
Even the history of the ghost is kind of fun.
Well, Ghost of South Jackson sometimes haunts us. And, well, yes, this is
Blossom,
true.
I think I'm supposed to let you go. We've
no.
talked probably beyond our time, and you're so kind to take the time to come and join me on this set.
It's fun. It's fun. Bye, everybody.
I love artistic people. We'll be back with, who knows?
Who knows?
Fabulous.
Who knows what? No, who knows?
I want to invite y'all to come by Clayton's, downtown Tullahoma. We try to serve the community, the area, and we try to help people with their feet and comfortable shoes. We still measure feet. We have a great new arch mat. We have insoles. Please come see us at Clayton's and let me help you find some comfortable shoes for those achy feet.
We're gonna fit your style. We're gonna make you smile. Service and quality at Clayton Shoe Store. We're gonna fit your style.
My husband was diagnosed with a spinal infection. He lost his ability to swallow and the movement of his legs.
I couldn't turn over in bed. I couldn't walk. I couldn't eat.
They were just wonderful in the treatment and care they gave my husband.
I regained my mobility where I was able to go home.
It is miraculous.
Let us champion your recovery. Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
STEM is everywhere, like here, behind the scenes of The Walking Dead.
When we break down clothes, we tumble it with trisodium phosphate, rock salt, and dish detergent.
We stitched together images of our model and created a 3D set that can be walked through in a VR headset.
We're able to turn 12 walkers into 1,000 walker boards.
STEM can create new worlds on and off the screen. What will you make with STEM? Get inspired at SheCanStem.com.
Hi there, this is Terry Stroop, Stroop's Accurate Refrigeration. Summer's about to wind down, fall's right around the corner. It's time to get signed up for your fall maintenance checks, and let's get out and support our local high school football this year. Let's go, Cats.
Gracie and Pedro might not get along so well.
You're standing on my tail.
But there's one thing they agree on. There's a right seat for everyone.
Oh, that's the good stuff.
Whether you're a dog,
Hold on, Pooch.
a cat, a fish, or a rat.
And I'm a ferret.
Be sure to travel safe.
How can you be so sure?
I'm absolutely positive.
On your next adventure, make sure your children are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at NHTSA.gov/the right seat.
Talking history about this and that. It's conversations with John and Pat. With John and Pat. With John and Pat.
Hello, everyone. I'm John Rickman. And I'm Pat Welch. And John, we're here today for the 60th rendition of the Conversations with John and Pat. Another milestone. Pat, I've got a song here, and I'm going to ask you to hold the words because I haven't done it in about 20 or 25 years. Well, and I'm not. And to be fair with the audience, you know, you probably think that I spend hours practicing these songs. No, I don't. Normally, when I come here, that's the first time 30 seconds. That's the first time I've heard it myself. You know? Well, we've had one time, John, where we had to quit midstream. I've done that. And this will prevent that from happening again. I've done that. That would have been about rendition about 28. I did this with Joe it might have been at Cherokee Plaza. I think that's the name of the plaza over there, or the mall plaza, parking lot. Well, this years ago. George and I are kind of on the same wavelength. That's I've been to New York City and I've seen those city lights, but I'd trade it all today for just one Tullahoma night. My mind is on the Southland, that's where I long to be. I'm coming home to you, Tullahoma, Tennessee. Tullahoma, I'm coming home. Years ago I left you. Would you move your thumb just a minute? I'm sorry, John George. Calling me. I've searched the whole world over and I've seen all I want to see. Now I'm coming home to you, Tullahoma, Tennessee. I've been to San Francisco and looked across the bay. It's a nice place to visit, but I wouldn't want to stay. 'Cause I got a sweetheart waiting for me patiently. I'm gonna settle down with her in Tullahoma, Tennessee. Tullahoma, I'm coming home. Put that back. Yes, sir. Years ago I left you, the World Cup calling me. I've searched the whole world over and I've seen all I want to see. Now I'm coming home to you, Tullahoma, Tennessee. What a song. John, with the exception of that one thumb misplacement, I didn't do bad. Oh, man, this is going to be a good segment. The song is so-so, the subject matter is wonderful because Tullahoma is a wonderful place, but the song is just so-so. Not very fitting. I thought the performance of it was outstanding. Well, I'd need to practice for many, many minutes, but I want to let the folks know that I went to, what day was that, Pat? Sunday night? The 27th of August on Sunday. We went down to the induction ceremony of our friend Mr. Welch and the Wrestling Hall of Fame, and we had a great time. I understand, and I'm not sure of the exact number, but there were probably 40 folks from Tullahoma that day. It pushed 50. And the total crowd was close to 300. Yeah, it was a great night, and had a good meal, and then they had each of the inductees, which I think were seven. Yes, seven inductees, And my friend here, because his name always ends in W, is last to speak. But I want to tell you that the last one was the best, in my opinion. Well,
that may be a stretch, John, but
kind of
I appreciate that. Yeah.
But it was a good ceremony, and I sat next to a gentleman that you knew at Father Ryan. Joe Lester's on one side, and I had seen him. We figured up one time in the last 40 years, and we walked past one another at a state tournament about 10 years ago, I guess, and you were pretty fortunate because he was a legend in Middle Tennessee in the 70s. Bobby Garman that coached at Father Ryan. I enjoyed sitting next to him, and he was very nice.
As acclaimed as their Father Ryan's wrestling program is, they started in the early to mid 60s, and they've only had 3 wrestling coaches. And you got to sit next to and eat a good meal with the middle one. And Bobby Garman was a good coach and a class act.
You had 2 pretty ladies there. One, as I remember, 87, and the other 91 that was there.
My
came.
Mother and mother-in-law were there at 87 and 92 years young, and both behaved.
Were they proud of you? And
they were both proud, and my mother-in-law was kind of lost for words.
Very surprised.
Well, I think I said in my speech that she was utterly shocked when she found out that I'd been included in the Hall of Fame. My mother-in-law and I have a great relationship.
She's a nice lady, and your mother, a great lady too.
Yeah.
You started wrestling, your wrestling coaching at BGA.
BGA. And
tell a little bit about that.
Well, I really certainly didn't attend that, and didn't in high school. But I was there helping with football, and the football coach was the athletic director. And we lost our head coach, and he decided that I was going to be the wrestling coach. So I didn't apply for the job, and I didn't ask for the job, and I didn't want the job, but I was told I had the job. And he sent me to a really nice coaching clinic at Northern Iowa University, and Dan Gable, who's arguably the best wrestler that's ever been in the U.S. anyway, he was the clinician, and it didn't take but a week's worth of going to this clinic that I kind of was on par with most of the coaches in Tennessee at that time, Middle Tennessee especially, because there just wasn't, the wrestling was to the state was brand new. I don't think the first wrestling tournament, high school tournament, TWSAA sanctioned wasn't but at 61 or 62, something like that. And but I left BGA and came to work in Tullahoma at the Builder's Supply, and I had great visions of my children, at least the sons that I might have, would end up being 6'1", 220, and could run 4.5 40s, and would be magnificent football players. But the first time we took the first one to the pediatrician, he did not appear anywhere on the growth chart. He didn't make the second percentile. In fact, he was a 0. And when a man walks into the high school at 85 pounds, he's kind of limited in what he can do.
Let me interrupt you there, though, but he had a heart. Didn't John have a heart for wrestling and for winning and for competing?
Yeah, and Michael was a really good youth wrestler, too.
That's right.
And I think he hit the chart the first time at 5%. Anyway, I've really felt like that being forced in to coaching wrestling in high school was almost providential, because it gave me something that I could help my own children in, and I hope I've been a little bit of help to the wrestling program over a pretty good while. We started the kids program here, and I believe the first season would have been the 91-92 academic school year, and it's been great for me, and it's been, I think, good for the high school wrestling, because it's really improved the experience level of their wrestlers.
Now, your son won a state championship.
He won a state championship
John,
in 2000.
And Mike, both young men were great track people.
Good distance runners.
I always think of John, we had.
And you were a good distance coach, John.
Well, I don't know about that, but I had him in track over at East Middle, and he was determined to break the track record.
Yeah.
We had 2 track records. One was a 5-year interval, and the other one was, that's been forever. He didn't want the 5-year interval. He wanted forever. He wanted that one, and he trained, and the little guy wasn't near the size of the one who held the record previously, but he beat that record. I remember the day when it happened. Not sure of the date, but it was tremendous, his desire, and he had people calling out time to make sure each lap was sufficient.
He had great timing and feel for how fast he was running, and of course he was so small, he wasn't real. His sprinting ability wasn't really good, but he ran. Well, it was 5:04, I believe, mile. Of the 4 laps, the fastest was his last lap, and his slowest was the 3rd. I believe that's right. And they were off by 2 seconds. The fastest to the slowest was off 2 seconds, that's pretty incredible sense of pace.
To talk about another young man who was an excellent wrestler at the high school, Matt Sweeten. You coached him early. I saw his mom and daddy the other night, and tell me about Matt.
He, when we first got started, there was a guy in town named Ken Hagan, who had an ultrasound medical business, and he had a son he wanted to get wrestling, and somehow he found out, I still don't know how he found out that I had been at BGA for a while, but he knew that I'd been there and that I had a son about his son's age. And so he said that he was going to take him to, I believe, the parochial school in Winchester, and they were going to practice on gymnastics mats. And it was going to be real low-key, that kind of thing, And he said, do you know of anybody else that would be about their age that we could take over there? And I said, well, I don't know what kind of wrestler you know, but I know a bulldog for sure, and that was Matt. And the first time I saw him in practice, he was just really had an innate God-given talent to follow motion, and if you drop Matt from a 10-foot ceiling, and he'd land in an absolute perfect wrestling position. If you drop John from that when he first got started, it probably wasn't a very good position. One could learn over repetition, and the other one he just had it. But Matt was a really tough guy, and he's there's not many 3-time state champions in Tennessee, and he's one of them, and there's very few in Middle Tennessee below Nashville. In fact, he may be the only one.
And we've left out many good wrestlers in this conversation, and we know that those young men need to be recognized too. And this is your coach that you had as a youth,
you pointed out something I need to add too, then, because we've had 2 other state champions that grew up in the kids program, at least for a while, and that was Brandon Bruner, who won at 103, maybe 08, 09, something like that. I can't remember exactly when. And then Cody Quick was wrestled at 215, and he won his state finals with a pretty early pin. He was extremely dominant, where most of those other 3 were fairly small. Cody was big and could really move.
Well, we're going to have to move along and finish this segment up, but we want you to know, Pat, shake my hand,
thank
buddy.
you, John, and let's see that picture of my friend shaking my hand that we had just been presented these green jackets. Somebody asked, are they close in prestige to the green jackets? And the answer to that is an overwhelming no. But I was very appreciative of John being there. And
I see Mr. Green in the background.
Mr. Green was in
there.
the background, and I think Al Morris, our high school coach, that's his back in the green shirt there.
Well, God bless you, Pat. Appreciate all your hard work.
Thank you, John. We shall return for segment 61 if management will allow. And management was clapping. Thank you all.
Talking history about this and that. It's conversations with John and Pat. With John and Pat. With John and Pat.
This place, where you grew up, where your memories were made. and where your dreams were born. Where your neighbors stop to say hello, and where you're always welcome to stay a while.
Yeah.
Where your Fridays are spent under the lights, and where Saturdays are made for the water. Where you can feel good about a hard day's work and take pride in a job well done. Where small business makes a big impact, and home is always a sight for sore eyes. And where the best things in life, well, the best things in life are the little things. Tullahoma Utilities Authority. Power in community.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
For many senior citizens, life looks like this, but it doesn't have to. When you make your home at Parkview Senior Living, life after retirement takes on a whole new meaning. Daily exercise options, fun outings, happy hour, game nights, movies and popcorn, arts and crafts, enjoying friends over chef-prepared meals. Parkview Senior Living, where you're always home, but you're never home alone.
Hi there, this is Terry Stroop, Stroop's Accurate Refrigeration. Summer's about to wind down, fall's right around the corner. It's time to get signed up for your fall maintenance checks, and let's get out and support our local high school football this year. Let's go, Cats!
So you've been meaning to do something healthy, commune with nature, get outdoors and meet new people. We have the perfect solution. Come hike with us. You can find a Tennessee Trails Association chapter near you, including Clarksville, Columbia Franklin, Highland Rim, Jackson, Knoxville, Oak Ridge, Memphis, Murfreesboro, Nashville, Plateau at Crossville, and Upper Cumberland. We're on the web at TennesseeTrails.org. It's fun, it's stress-free, and it's good for you. See you on the trails.
Good morning, all you fine folks in TV land, and thank you, John, for that introduction. Good morning, Dot, and good morning, camera ladies. Good to see y'all fit and ready to roll this morning. You know, Tullahoma is a great, great place to live and work and have fun. And I mentioned work. One of the things that I'd like to share with you this morning is about some of our industries, the early industries. And in just a few moments, why we can't cover them all, but we're going to touch on one or two of the early ones. For example, one of the earliest industries in Tullahoma, it's sad to say, is not in operation now. I think it ceased operations a year or two ago, but a place called the Klondike. Now, old timers know where the Klondike is and what they did, but for the people that like to know the background of industries and work in Tullahoma, it was the Camel and Dan Lumber Company between North Atlantic and North Washington Street. It backs up to the railroad in front of Clyde Smith's Wholesale, and the Empire Gas Company is across the railroad from it. The long, long tin building that you see there, and it had a big steam plant there that operated all the big machinery there. And the first products of the Camel and Dan, and by the way, Mr. M.R. Camel Sr. was one of the founders of Tullahoma and the industrial park here, or part of course that wasn't a park, but big industrial plant that hired several hundred people that worked there and made a contribution to Tullahoma. And the first products there were wagon wheels and wagon spokes and wagon rims that made it possible for the buggy manufacturing company to operate and have those fine products to make their vehicles and their buggies. And later, when automobiles made the wooden framework for them at that time, and as time went on, they made hardwood flooring from oak and other types of wood. A lot of oak in this area. A lot of oak came down from the Sparta and McMinnville area to the Klondike, where they made hardwood flooring, and that was a big industry. They had a big kiln out there where they cured the lumber and the wood for their products. Later they made chairs and parts for chairs, and even sent bulk wood to the furniture industry in High Point and other places in North Carolina. But it's a big industry here. And there's plastics and metals came on, and computerized machinery began to be used. And then Cameron Dam began to cease operations and slow down. Well, that was one of the big industries in Tullahoma. Then one of the industries that came here pre-World War I was the Atlanta Manufacturing Company, which is today Worth Sports, that was located on West Lincoln Street, just this side of the Rock Creek Bridge there on the left. And the picture that I hold in my hand is a picture that was made in 1933 of Mr. Graw and Tut Farm and the Hydes and the Racklers and all of those fine people that operated the tannery there. It was a tannery first. They brought hides in from South America and all over the United States, horse hides and cow hides, where they would tan them and shave all the hair and wool off those hides and cut them and let them cure. Then they cut out baseball and softball covers, and that was the Lanham Tannery there. In 1934, they rebuilt and have a 3 or 4 story brick building there, and they modernized. And the ladies that sewed the covers on the ball were on the top floor. The tannery part was on the bottom floor. And I mentioned a week or two ago about the elevators. I think this building had the second elevator in Middle Tennessee. It was a freight elevator. But other early industries was Tennessee Overall Company and the 400 block of North Atlantic Street that employed many people. They made bib overalls and overall jumpers for a long time. And then during World War II, they made uniforms for the armed forces. And one final little story about the Klondike was that they operated with a big steam boiler out there, and with coal and mainly scrap wood. And the man that operated the boiler out there had a watch, and they blew the whistle, and we missed that whistle. He blew a whistle at 6:30 in the morning for everybody to get up, at 7 o'clock to go to work, at 12:30 a break for lunch, and blew the whistle at 3:30 for the end of the work day. And then he set his watch by going by Mr. Book's jewelry store and looking in the window to see what time it was, and he set his watch. Well, he blew his whistle by his watch. Several years later, the whistleblower and Mr. Book met, and Mr. Book said, "I sure am glad to meet you, because I set my watch in the window by hearing the whistle blow out of the Klondike." And so they got to be good friends and never were off very far. And I'm going to tell you some more about the industry as time goes on, so you be sure and be listening, and y'all have a nice day.
When asked why I go with light tube, well, the answer is pretty simple. In 1946, a company was formed to provide phone systems and nurse call systems at an affordable price. That company would continue to grow. In 2000, that communication team realized the dot-com bubble would provide power, flexibility, and efficiency to house voice-over internet phone services. So they built their own platform and installed their first voice-over IP system in 2001. While Host My Calls was getting started in 1946, a year later, in 1947, saw the beginning of the Tullahoma Utility Authority. They would start providing electric power to homes and businesses throughout the entire Tullahoma area. In 1977, as more services were needed, the current building was built to provide both power and water to meet the needs as Tullahoma's growth continued. And in 2008, Tullahoma would venture into the world of fiber optics and start providing the strongest internet service in the area at affordable prices. With the history of these two companies providing dependable service, selecting LightTube for Host My voice, text, and video to run over was an easy choice. Call today, 931-581-4411, and start experiencing great communications.
Hi, my name is Ringo. Here at Parkview Senior Living, they're human-friendly. That's why I love it here, and so does my senior human. When they want a bite, they get chef-prepared meals, and so do I. Movies in the theater, day trips, walks on the trail, and other senior humans to play with. The grass and the grounds are exquisite. It's everything my human needs to be healthy and active. Parkview. A Parkview Senior Living. For your dog's best friend, you.
Every day, thousands of kids start vaping. And I can't let this happen to my kid. Of course, it's awkward to talk to your kids about the dangers of vaping. Hey, bestie. How sketch is me? It's hard to get their attention. Ready? Go. Yes. Look at that. You even turn yours over. So if you want to talk to your kids about the dangers of vaping, you got to get it trending.
No, you're doing it wrong.
Let's go.
Can we talk?
Yeah, what's up?
Visit talkaboutvaping.org for tips on when and how to have the vape talk.
We teach Parkinson's patients how to move big and not let the Parkinson's slow them down. I've had patients I've treated in-house that could not even stand up, could not roll over in the bed, left the facility walking with a walker, have come back to us in outpatient and continued their big program and are now completely, handling life. The success of the program is just phenomenal.
Let us champion your recovery. Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I'm an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
You know what? I'll bet you $5. Okay. Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again. Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
All right, we're back, and Peggy, we have forgotten something that's very important. How dare us forget something so important as the ice cream social?
I know. I honestly wish we called it something else. A Midsummer Night's Swing. That's what we call it. A Midsummer Night's Swing. And we have this most fabulous dance instructor. He teaches dance out of Ballroom Nashville. Big group. He wins all kind of prizes. Tim Taylor. He'll be there at 6 o'clock, and they're going to do the dance workshop inside the auditorium if we're outside. And because the band can be tuning up. If it rains, the band goes inside to the stage, but we'll still have the dance class.
Sure.
Because there's lots of room to have the dance class. Anyway, he'll be teaching a lot of swing, and then during the Midsummer Night's Dream event, we're going to give prizes for the best swing dancers, the best waltzers, the best cha-cha dancers.
Cha-cha.
Yeah, I love that. And then the other one is foxtrot, which almost anybody can do. I wonder where it got that name.
Foxtrot? Well, watching a fox run from a dog, I guess.
I guess, yeah.
Every now and then when they get ahead, they trot, let the dog catch up.
This event is only $10. Children are $5, and that includes your ice cream.
And fun is included.
It is
fun
included.
Is free.
And, well, I really want to promote the survival of instrumentation.
Sure.
To me, it's just as important as anything that goes on the stage. The big band is the sound of the 40s, but it's continued all over in a lot of places. And I love seeing the band working.
You know, and you listen to that, and I was watching a movie the other day, and and Howard Shore is the person who wrote all the music for this movie. Now, not the songs in it, maybe.
Right, but the music.
But the soundtrack behind. You have no idea, unless you're a student of it, how much the music behind the scenes in a movie, not a musical, just
the music itself.
Just the music sets that feeling.
The feeling, yes.
And the great ones that write that stuff are just incredible.
Yes, they are, and it takes a lot of talent to do that. Samantha Waters will be back with us.
Good.
She'll be singing the second half of the event, because during the first half she'll be at the country club receiving the award for 40 under 40.
Right.
So I'm so proud of her.
She's a great gal.
She sure is, and has a beautiful voice.
I'm glad that little baby's doing good.
That baby's doing fine.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Now, we, and something else I'm proud of is this lady sitting right next to me. And the reason why is she is the reason we have a band in this town.
I have promoted it and
you
tried hard to keep it going.
Long?
Well, long as
Forever.
I've been involved.
Forever. Most small towns, how many pieces you have? Like 18 to 20?
We have 5 saxophones and 4 trombones, 4 trumpets, and a rhythm section with guitar, piano, bass, drums. And some of those people are local. Rick Lee and Brian Fleck, who does bass, and Rick Lee plays drums, both of them played for the
country show.
South Jackson Goes Country.
Did.
And I was really pleased
did a great job,
that they could switch off from all different kinds of music and go to something else.
Great players do that.
Jim Fitzgerald is part of our band, and he's about my age, and was in the Cookville, the Troubadours back in the day, and I was singing with the MTSU Midlander band as far as I know, I was the only one that sang with them, because I always sang with bands growing up.
Sure.
Somewhere in a combo here or there, and anybody that would have us. But anywhere we could make $1. Oh, by the way, we didn't do it to make a living, or we'd be under a bridge today. Yeah. But anyway, this is a fabulous band, and they're all, to me, professional, because they know their music and they love it, and they
the young
love
boys
to share it.
You've got Scott and Ronnie
Oh,
Young.
the young boys, Scott and Ron,
Yeah. So.
And they're both in the saxophone line.
They sure are. And I tell you what we have right now, I guess, is a little bit of music to bring to you to show you exactly what you're going to be able to listen to.
South Jackson Street Band is Middle Tennessee's premier big band. Visit our website, sjsband.com.
This has been a Ron Hackett Music video production.
I want to invite y'all to come by Clayton's, downtown Tullahoma. We try to serve the community, the area, and we try to help people with their feet and comfortable shoes. We still measure feet. We have a great new arch mat. We have insoles. Please come see us at Clayton's and let me help you find some comfortable shoes for those achy feet.
We're gonna fit your style. We're gonna make you smile. Service and quality at Clayton's Shoe Store. We're gonna fit your style.
My husband was diagnosed with a spinal infection. He lost his ability to swallow and the movement of his legs.
I couldn't turn over in bed, I couldn't walk, I couldn't eat.
They were just wonderful in the treatment and care they gave my husband.
I regained my mobility where I was able to go home.
It is miraculous.
Let us champion your recovery. Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
STEM is everywhere. Like here, behind the scenes of The Walking Dead.
When we break down clothes, we tumble it with trisodium phosphate, rock salt, and dish detergent.
We stitched together images of our model and created a 3D set that can be walked through in a VR headset.
We're able to turn 12 walkers into 1,000 walker boards.
STEM can create new worlds on and off the screen. What will you make with STEM? Get inspired at shecanstem.com.
Hi there, this is Terry Stroop, Stroop's Accurate Refrigeration. Summer's about to wind down, fall's right around the corner. It's time to get signed up for your fall maintenance checks, and let's get out and support our local high school football this year. Let's go, Cats.
Gracie and Pedro might not get along so well.
They're standing on my tail.
But there's one thing they agree on. There's a right seat for everyone.
Oh, that's the good stuff.
Whether you're a dog,
Hold on, Pooch.
a cat, a fish, or a rat.
And I'm a ferret.
Be sure to travel safe.
How can you be so sure?
I'm absolutely positive.
On your next adventure, make sure your children are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Okay, we're back.
Here we are. You know what?
What?
I have heard of all kinds of ways to raise money.
Okay.
And one of the things that they do in Jerry House's book about country music broke my brain, he was talking about going, of course, you think about the music industry, how many fundraisers that those people are involved in. They had a cow patty frisbee contest.
Oh.
Like a discus. Who could find the cow patty on the ground, the right one with the right consistency to where you could take it and throw it
And
like
throw
a
it.
discus and
Oh
make
my
it
gosh.
and it not fall apart. So I mean that shows you that just about anything can be done to raise money.
To raise money, yeah.
If enough alcohol and food's available.
I got to
And
tell you.
music's available.
I got to tell you this. Speaking of cow pies, I spent my youth checking. I thought they were. I called them pies.
Right.
And I'd take my stick and go out and check the pies. I spent many years.
Just as long as you didn't eat one.
Yeah.
So I say all of that to say, Horseplay is having a pony plop, which means they'll take a field and mark it off into probably I don't know what size the plops will be. There's 280 squares, and you can win up to $300, and $25 a ticket. $300 first prize, second prize $200, third prize $100. So rain or shine, must be 18 years old, and that is going to be September the 13th, and it will be out at Horseplay, which is on the
Highway 130.
Highway 130, right at the bottom of the creek, right past where you go up to West Middle School.
Exactly. And I love Horseplay. I hope people will go out for that because they do such a wonderful job.
Oh, they do a great job.
And they're looking for volunteers like everybody else.
Always.
They're looking for volunteers. And if you love horses and would like to help, I know they'd love to have you.
And you like, I know I was out there a month or two ago when the hockey team in Nashville, the Predators, were out there, and they had given Horseplay, I think it was $5,000.
$5,000. Every little bit helps.
The person who was responsible for making those decisions, the lady, and she had some young girls with her, came out to see exactly what horseplay does.
Yeah.
So, you know, they had the students out there, or the clients, whatever you want to call them, and then
there they are.
Yeah, there they are, right there.
And
Ken McKay is chairman of that board.
It's a treasured gift to the community.
Right.
Because,
oh, wonderful.
The opportunity that the children have to ride on a horse, that's just exciting.
Well, and a lot of them, you know, a lot of these young folks are very timid, depending on what infirmary they have.
Right, especially paraplegic or
right.
when you can't walk and you're
what is it that they can't keep focus?
Right.
Different things that make it to where hard for them to function.
Wonderful organization.
In a normal way. When they get around those animals, they just fall in love with them, and they can accomplish things there that they can't accomplish other places.
The horses have a special bond they make with people. I can remember my grandfather trained walking horses. And the horses would stick their heads out of the stable, and I'd go by and talk to them every day, and I became friends, and they seemed to like me. You know, it's just a special bond that you have with a horse. Well, like other animals too, but I hope that people will support these. Jazzman is the man.
You got a bond with Jazzman, don't you? Look at that, isn't that something?
Yeah, that is. It's wonderful.
Those are great.
What was the date on this again? The horse play.
The horse plop is September the 13th.
13th.
And that will be.
That's a Saturday, maybe.
What time is it? 5 p.m.
I think
3 horses will be released in the arena. First pony plop in the square will indicate the owner of the corresponding ticket to win the first prize. $300.
Wow.
So you
$300.
Give them $25
nice.
And you might win $300.
Wow, that sounds good to me.
That's a pretty good deal, huh?
Yeah, it is.
And we want you to remember before we go off the air here that this Friday night we will have Cleveland coming in from on the other side of Chattanooga. We're playing in the eastern part of the state this year. So Cleveland will be coming to Tullahoma. And they're a 6A team, and they will be here, and we will play Friday night. And then don't forget the Coexist 5th quarter show on Saturday morning.
And also, don't forget, I believe Friday night, Anne of Green Gables opens at South Jackson Performing Arts Center.
That's right.
So there's no reason to not have something to do.
A lot of things to do, folks. We love you. Be safe out there. We'll see you next time.